Hey guys, and today I'm playing a game called Sweet Dreams, and it's a short VN horror game where you're starting to feel a bit sleepy on a train. Will you find friendship or will you find trouble? Let's start. Ugh, I'm pooped. Can't wait to just collapse in a nice comfy bed. You yawn again. At this point, it's a fight to even keep your eyes open. Tiredly, you pull out your phone to check your arrival status. Not for another hour, huh? This place is really out of the boonies. Your destination is Border Springs, an idyllic little countryside town. It's where you were born and raised, although you have little to no memory of the place anymore. I want to go home already. This entire trip has been your mother's idea. Ring ring. Speak of the devil. Beep. Hello? Lee. Unruly red hair, piercing eyes, a successful and ruthless businesswoman. Even now, she speaks to her only child. There's not a hint of tenderness in her features. Man, I wonder what people like this, why do you bother even reproducing and having children? Hi, Mom. Did you arrive yet? Not for another hour. I see. How's the ride been so far? It's different. Everything here's so outdated. The train looks like it was made 200 years ago. 147 years ago. The railroad never bothered to upgrade it. But it does its job. Once a week, it goes to and from the nearest city for supplies, picking up the occasional passenger on the way, although people don't tend to take this route in the first place. You should be glad it's still running. The only other alternative is to getting to Border Springs is by foot. Thank you, Miss CEO of Trains. It still sucks, and I still want to go home. You're spoiled, that's why. I've coddled you for far too long. You do nothing all day but stay in your room playing video games. It's time you get out into the real world. By shipping me off to some place so remote it doesn't even show up on the map. It's your birthplace. You'll be thanking me, Lee. Besides, you have Petunia there. I'm not even that close with her anymore. We've barely spoken since I moved. You got along just fine 10 years ago. Make it work. That was a decade ago. I have a meeting soon. Let me know when you arrive. Bye, little plum. Bye, Mom. So your mom's just not really preparing you? So much for that, I guess. You look around the passenger car. Like your mother said, there weren't many people taking this train in the first place. The passenger car was practically empty, and ideally, you'd use this time to doze off a little. Keyword being ideally. Oh? Aw, babe, I love you so much. I love you so much more. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It's not like I'm going to get a wink of sleep anyway with how loud the couple behind me has been this entire ride. I'll just go to the restroom. Splashing cold water on my face might just help me wake up. You get up out of your seat and... How, excuse... me? A familiar face looks back at you with concern. Oh, are you hurt? No, sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going. You squint at him. Those droopy eyes and nervous demeanor. He reminds you of someone. Have we met before? Are you hitting on me? What? No, I'm not. Sorry, it was a dumb question anyway. No, not at all. I'm Crow. He shyly motions to himself. I work here. Let me know if you need anything. I'm at your service. Right, you yawn in his face but quickly catch yourself. Sorry, that was rude. I'm not yawning because I'm bored, I'm just really tired. You shake your head, hoping you didn't offend the poor dude with your rude behavior. Don't know what's up with me today. It's alright, it was a long trip. Yeah, I've been traveling all day. I could tell by those impressive bags underneath your eyes. Is it that bad? No, you're perfect. Oh, I know. How about something caffeinated to drink? It'll be on us, as an apology for bumping into you. Green tea or black? Green tea, because black coffee is really gross. You could definitely use some caffeine in your system. My dad used to be obsessed with green tea. Time to see what the hype is all about. That would be nice. You yawn, interrupting yourself midway. You blink back to tears. Crow gives you a smile. Rest up for a little bit. I'll have your green tea ready as soon as possible. You start to walk away. Hey man, I hear you're giving out free drinks? How about 2 more for us as well? It's our anniversary. The girlfriend cuddles close to her boyfriend in a display of, I don't know, showing off how not single she is. Pearl gives him a polite smile, but it's clear he's not quite sold on the idea. Sensing the impotent rejection, she turns to you for backup. Help a girlie out. It's our anniversary. New drinking game. Take a shot every time to mention your anniversary. Despite the girlfriend's insistent nagging, you feel obliged to assist her. But even if I want to help out, it's still really impolite for me to impose on Crow's generosity by asking for additional drinks. I'll have to turn the couple down. You turn to face the couple, who are giving you that hopeful, expectant look, with their puppy dog eyes. Ugh. I'll just offer to cover their part of the bill. That way everybody's happy, even if it's at your own expense. You nod to yourself, having decided on the best course of action. How about I just pay for the... Well, I can't be disappointing our lovely patrons on such a special day, can I? The pair visibly perk up by a sudden shift in tone. So what would you two like? I'll have some drought beer. How about you, babe? Surprise me. And make sure it's a romantic drink made with lots of love. Aw, you're so cute. Oh, they're kind of really sappy. I love you? Okay. Their mushiness and unabashed PDA makes you cringe a little inside. Carol, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be the least bit phased. Of course, a very happy anniversary to the lovely couple. I'll be back momentarily with everyone's beverages. Thanks, man. Don't take too long now. Having gotten what they want, the two go back to loudly cooing over one another. You slump back into your seat, relieved that the unwanted attention has been shifted off of you. Unfamiliar scenery passes you by as you stare out the window. This isn't the first time I've traveled so far away on my own. In fact, I could hardly remember the last time I left my apartment, not since I dropped out of school anyway. Was the sky always this blue? I never knew how pretty it could be. You drowsily open your phone, hoping to send a picture to Petunia. Connection lost? It was fine earlier. You won't have much luck getting a signal from here on out. Whoa! You nearly jumped out of your seat. You didn't hear him approach you. Did I scare you? A little. Sorry about that. He gingerly hands you a piping hot cup of green tea. You grab the cup, taking a tentative sip. The green tea is rich and strong, smooth in flavor and with a soothing aroma. You blink. Whoa, this is really good. He beams. I'm glad you like it. He motions to the seat across from you. Mind if I join you? Sorry, I didn't mean to overstep my boundaries. It's not often I get to chat with others while I'm on the shift, since we rarely have anyone else on board the train. He looks embarrassed, and you feel a twinge of guilt. No, it's okay, you can sit down. Ah, thank you. You sigh, you just can't say no to the others. Especially not when they have that lost puppy dog look on them. He pops down across from you with a sweet smile, and you're able to take a good look at him for the first time. White hair, red eyes, long lashes, and a gentle expression. Is that all normal in your world? He seems so otherworldly. You're sure you remember someone with such distinct features, and yet, what's with this weird sense of deja vu? I would honestly rather sit in silence if that was me, because I just hate making small talk, but let's make conversation. Socializing has never been your strong point, but you do want to get to know him better. You attempt to strike up a conversation, so, you desperately grasp for something, anything to say. Your eyes rest on his melanistic hair? That's a word? Never heard of that. You have white hair? Okay, that was bad. Terrible even. Pray to God every imaginable under the sun that he didn't take offense to the inquiry. There was a small look of panic on his face. Do you not like it? No, not at all. It's just a little unusual. I've never seen anyone with white hair before, not even in Midport. Midport? That big port city? Yeah, have you been there? It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I've never left Border Springs before. Really? From what your mom has told you, the only way to get in and out of the sleepy rural town of Border Springs is via this specific train, due to its difficult surrounding terrain. It would seem that someone with such an easy access to transportation would have taken the opportunity to travel and work somewhere else. So all this time you just worked on this particular train, but never left your hometown for someplace new? He sheepishly stares at the ground. I like this train. It clearly has other reasons, but his attempts at an excuse is, if anything, comically endearing. Can't help but find it cute. Okay. What is it? Nothing, I'm just having fun. Me too. For you, talking to others was a strenuous task. You often struggled with finding the right topics, the right words, and the right ways to behave. Why did it describe me? But with Crow, you felt strangely comfortable in simply being yourself. It almost felt as if the two of you were merely old friends doing some catching up. You haven't had this much fun talking to anyone in a long time, but although you wanted to continue your conversation, extreme fatigue was starting to settle in. Your eyelids felt heavy and your movements sluggish. You tried to blink back the sleepiness to no avail. Sorry, tired. Crow shakes his head and smiles. Here. He leans forward, gently pressing his forehead to yours. What? He removes his gloves, placing a hand on the side of your face. You attempt to move back, but he firmly holds you in place. Don't move. Feel the heat rise into your face. Oh. Instantly a feeling of clarity overcomes you, and you begin to feel awake. With a new vigor, you pull back, face still beet red. What was that? Crow leans back and smiles, pulling his glove back on. He rises from his seat with a playful quip. Looks like that woke you up. He's got a surprisingly cheeky side as well. Were you trying to shock me awake? You could say that. Oh, I forgot to finish up something in the other car. I have to go. He starts to leave, but you find yourself calling out after him. Crow. He turns to you, a little surprised. What is it? I'll be around Border Springs for the next few months. I don't have a lot of friends, if I'm being honest. But I feel like we could get along. So would you, like to hang out sometime if you're around? Really? You nod your head. You could feel your face grow warm at your own boldness. It was pretty out of character for you to do something like this, and a nervousness was starting to settle in. But Crow doesn't seem to notice. In fact, he seems pretty overwhelmed himself. I would, yes. I could show you around Border Springs. Yeah, that sounds fun. It's a promise then, okay? He holds out a pinky. You can't help but laugh at the childlike gesture. You reach out and hook your pinky around his. Promise. Crow sways back and forth in excitement. Thank you, Lee. I'll be sure to make you happy. He pauses mid-celebration, as if suddenly remembering something. I got so excited I nearly forgot again. There's something I really need to finish up doing in the other car. He gives you a sheepish smile. Sorry, I've got some other things to attend to. I'll catch up with you when it's time for us to get off. Make sure to wait for me here, okay? So that I can find you later. He waves you goodbye as he exits the passenger car. You respond with a small wave of your own before looking out at the passing scenery from your window. There's a warm and giddy feeling in your chest from having made a new friend. Maybe this trip to Border Springs won't be so bad after all. Ending one old friend. Sit in silence. You did invite him to sit down, but if you're being honest here, you're not a very sociable person. In fact, you have almost no interest in talking to this stranger at all. Curse my introversion. This is why you have no friends, Lee. You sit in a comfortable silence for a while, unsure of what to say or do. After a while, Crow decides to take the initiative. What brings you to Border Springs? Oh, just visiting. From where? Midport. Oh, so that's where you've been all this time, the big city? Yeah, I live there. There's a curious look in his eyes. When was the last time you came to Border Springs? Oh, well, probably like 10 years or so. I don't know. Why'd it take you so long to come back? You instinctively reach up to check if your bangs are still properly covering up the scar on your forehead. Answer the question, or do we avoid it? Let's just answer. You sigh. I got in an accident when I was a kid. I don't remember much about what happened. My parents refused to talk to me about it. But we moved to Midport shortly afterwards. My dad wanted me as far away from this place as possible. Mom probably doesn't care, though. She just wants me out of my room and out of her hair. Crow smiles. An accident, He stares at you, the intense eye contact starting to make you feel uncomfortable. What was it? You nervously tug on the strands of your hair. The memory of the accident wasn't something you wanted to or could even revisit. Any attempts at recollecting your thoughts were met with blanks or hazy feelings at best. And despite your parents' insistence, you know it wasn't some sort of freak accident. On that night 10 years ago, you almost died. You shake your head. Why couldn't you remember? Something was evading you. Pieces of the puzzle have gone missing. But there was one thing you knew for certain. You weren't the only one present there that night. The air feels suffocating. What happened on that day 10 years ago? A hand on your shoulder brings you back into reality, and you look up at Crow, who gives you a concerned smile. Are you okay? You take a shaky breath in and nod. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, didn't mean to dump all that on a stranger. Crow shakes his head. Oh, no, I was the one who asked. Thank you for indulging me. Yeah, no problem. I'd love to talk with you some more, but I do have other passengers to attend to. But I'll be back shortly to collect your cup. Would you mind waiting here for me until I return? Sure, there's nothing else for me to do anyway. Crow beams. Wonderful. Well then, I'll be back. It was nice talking, Lee. He rises from his seat, gives you a small bow, before exiting the passenger car to the dining car, closing the door behind him. You watch him leave, then fidget around nervously. There's something off-putting about him. You sigh. He'd never be good with strangers or people in general. He's been nothing but kind to you, and here you are struggling to like the guy. Oh, well, I'll try my best to get along with him, but I don't owe him anything for giving me a free drink. We'll just say our goodbyes after this train ride and go on our separate ways. You stare out the window. Silence is almost permeating. Huh? Turn around, peeking over to the seats behind you. The couple sitting there is gone. It must have gotten up at some point. No wonder we're so quiet. You look back at your empty cup. It was nice to have a warm drink, but if anything, you feel drowsier than before. I guess the caffeine isn't kicking in. You try to move, but your body feels heavy. Uh-oh. You collapse back into your seat, your mind hazy. What's going on? You try to grab your phone, but you find yourself unable to move your hands. Gotta call for somebody. You hear approaching footsteps, and a worried voice calls out to you. Hi, Lee, are you alright? Really tired. You feel yourself falling over. Here, let me help you. Crow removes his gloves, pulling you upright into your seat. He nests your head onto his shoulder, gently brushing aside stray strands of hair from your face. Poor thing, you must have been exhausted. Go on, sleep. Just leave it all to me, okay? You can rest as long as you need to. I'll take care of you until you wake up. You move without a think, too tired to properly process anything, but grateful for his assistance. His fingers gently slip through your hair. The soothing motion is the last thing you remember before your vision blurs and the world fades into black. Your bangs have gotten quite long. You used to be taller than me. You've changed so much, but I still recognize you anywhere. Do you remember our promise? You said you'd be with me forever. You won't disappear off someplace again, will you? You would. You'll leave me again. You'll abandon me again. But that's okay. You see, I've changed too. I don't need you to hold on to me anymore, because I won't be letting go of you a second time. I'll be arriving soon. Sweet dreams, Lee. There is much for us to catch up on. Ending to treat sweet dreams. Avoid the question. You attempt to divert the conversation somewhere else. School, I guess. Busy with academics and all that stuff. No time for vacation. And you're done with school now? Oh yeah, I dropped out. Oh, I see. But don't mind me asking. What happened? You squirm more comfortably in your seat. It's always difficult to answer questions regarding your academic life. Nobody wants to be known as a loser dropout who failed their parents and the society as a whole. The problems begin to feel sweaty as you desperately search for a way to navigate around this topic. Well, a hand on your shoulder brings you back into reality, and you look up at Crow, who gives you a concerned smile. Are you okay? You take a shaky breath and nod. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I didn't mean to dump all that on a stranger. Crow shakes his head. No, I was the one who asked. Thank you for indulging me. Yeah, no problem. I'd love to talk with you some more, but I do have other passengers to attend to. But I'll be back shortly to collect your cup. Would you mind waiting for me here until I return? Sure, there's nothing else for me to do anyway. Crow beams. Wonderful. Well then, I'll be back. It was nice talking to you, Lee. Alright. So, I'm just gonna let it cool. A wave of uneasiness washes over to you as you take the cup from Crow. You should hold up and drink it right now. Feeling a little guilty, you set the cup down. Do you not like it? Ah, no, not at all. I'm just worried about it being too hot, so I'll drink it after I wait a bit. Oh, I see. Okay. He motioned to the seat across from you. Mind if I join you? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, overstep my boundaries. It's not often I get to chat with others while I'm on my shift, since we rarely have anyone else on board the train. He looks embarrassed and you sense a twinge of guilt. No, it's okay, sit down. No, thank you. You sigh, can't just say no to the others, especially not when they have that lost puppy dog look on them. He pops down across from you with a sweet smile, and you're able to take a good look at him for the first time. White hair, red eyes, long lashes, and a gentle expression. He seems so otherworldly. Okay, I'm gonna go towards the end. You look back at your neglected green tea, now lukewarm. Nope, use the restroom. You set the cup down. I still can't drink this. I don't know why, but I just can't. You look around the empty car. I should use the restroom now before he comes back. Gotta splash some water on my face to wake myself up. If I remember correctly, it's at the end of the carriage. It should be right before the exit to the passenger's car. You're about to enter the washroom when you hear muffled crying. It's coming from the gangway connector behind the exit. I probably shouldn't go inside. That's just asking for unnecessary trouble. If this were a horror movie, I'd be the first idiot to end up on the kill count for checking out suspicious noises. I turn to leave, but then the sobbing grows louder. I can't leave behind someone in trouble. I'll just take a peek to see if they actually need help or not. You creak open the door, angling yourself to see through the crack. It's the girl from the couple earlier. She's collapsed on the floor. Did her boyfriend break up with her or something? You're about to call out to her when you're interrupted by the sounds of footsteps approaching. Silently, you hold your breath, hiding behind the door as a silhouette enters from the opposite end of the small room. You peek out to see Crow, setting down a tray on the ground. On it were 2 empty cups and a kettle. Mark, where'd you take my boyfriend? There, take some deep breaths, in and out. It's quite unfortunate, really. You and your boyfriend walked in on me during a bad time. You were putting some powder in that girl's drink. We couldn't just... Yes, I'm well aware I was there. I must say, your boyfriend sure has an aptitude for theatrics. Shouting at me, waving his arms wildly, threatening to report me. How frightening. It's no wonder I acted in self-defense. Please, I just want to be with him. Please don't hurt me. Don't hurt him. Please just let us go. Shh. He seems to be in an emotional state right now. Let us have a calm, collected discussion instead, A little chat over a few drinks. He pours himself a cup of tea from the kettle. The liquid sounds thick and viscous, dropping with a strange plop-plop sound like consistency of boba. He doesn't drink. Instead, he swirls the cup around in a circular motion, his brows furrowed in thought before suddenly the cup back down. What are your thoughts on love? The girl seems taken aback by a sudden line of questioning. She looks up at him in fear, unsure of how to answer. For something so commonplace, it is so abstruse. If not done right, it can hurt, it could tear, it can strip you of all rational thought, it can serve as your fall from grace. And yet, why is it that such a self-destructive concept is praised, encouraged to be nurtured? I don't really know about that. For the longest time, I couldn't understand why, or perhaps I was incapable of understanding. After all, love is a distinctly human emotion, one that is not bound by reason or logic. He smiles gently. There's a look of adoration on his face. But then the miracle happened, a miracle that granted me the ability to love, one that consumed my every waking moment. You know what that's like, my dear. Do you know how much I've suffered for an entire decade, struggling to hold on and able to let go? She whimpers and shakes her head frequently, hoping to quell the anger she sees bubbling beneath his surface. Love is a powerful thing. Even as it plunges a knife into my back, I cannot help but marvel at how warmly my soul responds in turn. And today, after all this time wallowing in uncertainty, one glance was all it took to remind me just how deeply love consumes. How priceless, how precious, how destructive it truly is. Oh, but look at me, rambling. A one-sided conversation doesn't make for good company. He gives the girl the cheapest smile. She doesn't return it. My apologies. It's been a long time since I felt so stirred. I'm not usually like this. I suppose the two of you simply caught me on a bad day. His gloved fingers gently coasted across the surface of the kettle. Good. It appears to have cooled off a little. It was still boiling during my first pour. I messed up on my end. I let my emotions get the better of me. He gracefully fills the other cup with steaming liquid before handing it to the girl, who receives it with shaking hands. She eyes the drinks with suspicion before glancing back up at Crow. Don't worry, it's not drug, nor is it poison. It's simply the drink you requested earlier, a romantic drink for a romantic occasion. Did she boil his blood? She's making her drink her boyfriend's blood. I know what it is. What? I do hope you enjoy it. I made it with all the things you love. I knew it. Oh man. She attempts to drop the cup, but Crow grabs it in her stead. Drink. She's crying hysterically now. Drink. Mark. There's no need to shout. Your boyfriend's right there in your cup. He forces the skittering concoction of human flesh and liquids down her throat as the girl gargles in protest. Now the two of you have become one. A romantic drink, is it not? He suppressed the urge to throw up, quickly turning away from the scene. What was that? What the hell was that? I have to get back before he notices. Quickly and quietly, you rush back towards your row in the passenger car, all while trying to suppress a wave of nausea. You quickly scramble into your cushioned seat, clumsily fumbling for your phone. Your hands are shaky as you tap on the screen. I have to call someone. I have to get off. Oh, it's too late. What's wrong? You're pale as a sheet. Did you perhaps see something you weren't supposed to? Oh, my dear Lee, don't worry. It wasn't your fault. You weren't supposed to be there. You never would have stumbled across our little tea party. Not of your own violation, anyway. Isn't that right, Maria? I don't appreciate it when outsiders try to mess up with my story. Okay, and that is the end of Sweet Dreams. That was just a secret ending. I thought we would be able to save Lee in this one, but I guess Lee was just there to be exposed to what Crow was doing. And we didn't end up saving her at all, so I guess she's still doomed. We're just interfering with what Crow was doing. But I've read in the game's manual that there will be more games in the future that will read into Lee and Crow's backstory. Maybe hopefully Lee will be saved. Who knows? Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye.